Okay,
Okay.
we are on.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another evening of meditations, Sahaja Yoga meditation that we do. And I would like to also welcome all our participants who have joined us in person, which is really nice to have you join us in person. So today we will sort of follow a similar structure as to last week, which was we will talk a little bit about Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji, introduce her, and the chart that we have here, the chakra chart. And also, if there are any new people online joining us on Zoom or YouTube, welcome. And don't worry, we will go through the realization process first. And to do that, we will use our guest and very important tech person present here, Emmanuel. Welcome.
Thank you.
So
Two roles in one night.
Yes.
No pressure.
And he's going to take us through the realization process and also explain a little bit about the chakra chart that we have, the subtle system within us. And then we will go through a little bit of a clearing process, just teaching you how to balance your chakras for meditations at home. And then there's a really lovely talk of Shri Mataji, followed by another meditation, which should take you a little bit better experience than the one that we have initially. So over to Emmanuel to introduce Shri Mataji to participants and tell us about her.
Okay. Well, Shri Mataji Nirmala Devi, she has created this meditation called Sahaj meditation. It's free, which is quite, unique for any yoga sort of activity. Why is it free? Because this technique is based on the awakening of your inner energy. So, and that energy is a very precious thing that you have within yourself. It is supposed to be awakened. It is something that is not supposed to be dormant. Why? Because when you have that awakening, and that energy goes all the way up through your center channel, it opens up the last chakra over here on top of your head. And here, once the connection is established, what happens is you become no more an individual being, you become a collective being. And people may say, well, who cares? I don't want to be a collective being, or what does that mean to be a collective being? What's so interesting about it? Well, first of all, what Shri Mataji herself used to say when she started in 1970 spreading Sahaja Yoga, she used to say that this is the next step in the evolution of human beings. We have pushed the materialism to such an extent that we can see now that human beings need something that sort of balances them from within and create a new, maybe a new era on earth where human beings are basically knowing a little bit more about themselves than just being in the complete blur. No one can say, oh, I can control my thoughts. No one can say, oh, I can control my emotions. I know exactly what's going on in my body and I can do whatever I want with what's happening within. And it's not supposed to be so. We are supposed to be able to balance ourselves, know ourselves, and hopefully enjoy it. Because in the end, that's also the goal. It's to feel that joy, to feel that peace, to be happy in life. So that's what we're looking for when we come to Sahaja Yoga, when we meet Shri Mataji, who's no more physically, but she has given us all this knowledge, and that legacy is a huge thing. So we'll go through the process now. If we we can now experience what it is really, because we can't talk too much about it. It's better to feel it. So the first thing we'll do to meditate, the first thing is you can take your shoes off if you are at home or somewhere where you have your shoes. If you feel like you can take your shoes off, please do so and keep them nicely resting on the earth. And this is a way for you to be grounded. After that, what we'll do is we'll keep our left hand open on our knee. It will not move during the process. As you can see, the left hand is representing this blue channel that is on the chakra chart. And this is the channel of our emotions, but mainly the quality here is the pure desire, the desire to be something more. So what is this something more? Well, it's what's happening. This is what's happening basically in our heart. So this is where we're going to put the first step is put our hand on our left heart, and this is when we can ask our first question to our own energy. So let's do it right here, right now. Let's close our eyes. If you have glasses like me, you may choose to remove them as well. That will keep your face nice and light with absolutely no pressure. So your right hand is on your heart. Your left hand is open on your knee. You can ask yourself, who am I? Truly, I wish to know, who am I? Now you can put your hand still on the left side on the floating ribs, just underneath your heart. So your right hand is on your floating ribs on the left side. Your left hand is still open. And here you can ask yourself, am I my own master? Do I know what I need to be happy in this life? Am I my own master? Every time you ask, just take a moment to just watch. Watch yourself. Something we may not be accustomed to, or that we may be fearing sometimes, but just observe in silence what is happening within, not without, within. Now we can put our hand where the body meets the leg, still on the left side, so our right hand will go and press a little bit on that zone where the body meets the leg on the left hand side. Our left hand is still open on our knee. This here is a crucial step. Here you will ask for the experience that we call also pure knowledge, because it's based on experience. And you can address your own energy for the first time. You can truly know that she exists within you. She is like a mother. So you can say, Mother Energy, please give me the pure knowledge. Please give me the experience. You can say that 6 times. If you say it a little bit more times, it's fine. There's no pressure there. So now, raise your hand back onto your floating ribs, and you have asked for the pure knowledge, the experience. Through this experience, you know now your energy is carrying within you all the qualities that you were born with. So you may say with confidence, Mother Energy, by your grace, I am my own master. This is a state of being your own master. You can say it up to 10 times if you want. Mother, by your grace, I am my own master. This is your capacity to have so much love within and so much compassion flowing through you, through your mind, through your chakras, that nothing that is outside can disturb that state. And this is something your Kundalini has the power to give you spontaneously, without you thinking. So let's put now our right hand on our heart, back on the same spot we were before. And here we are going to say, Mother Energy, by your grace, I am the pure spirit. I am the life source, which is in the nature, which makes me part of the nature of that world. Mother Energy, by your grace, I am the pure spirit. Again, this is a state. This is something your Kundalini has the power to give you. You just need to desire it. And you can say it, Mother Energy, I want to be the spirit. I want to feel truly the self within me. So let's now raise our hand at the base of the neck on the left hand side. So your right hand will come on the left area here at the base of your neck. Your fingers can touch your spine at the back, and then your head, you can turn it towards the right hand side. And here we can say with confidence, Mother, if I am the spirit, I am not guilty. And this is a simple chemical reaction, or we can say spiritual chemical reaction. If you are the spirit, whatever mistake you have done in the past, is forgiven. Because the Spirit is an ocean of forgiveness, where all the drops from our mistakes can be completely dissolved and disappear. So, Mother Energy, if I am the Spirit, therefore I am not guilty at all. You can say that up to 16 times. Let's put our hand on our forehead, and here we'll say 3 times, Mother Energy, I forgive everything, everyone, and I forgive myself. 3 times. Now put your hand, right hand at the back of your head, and you are going to push your chest slightly upwards and lean your head backwards. Your left hand is still open on your knee nicely. And here you can say, Mother Energy, please forgive me if I have made or committed any mistakes in the past, knowingly or unknowingly. This energy is your mother, and she behaves like a mother within you. And a mother will definitely forgive any mistakes, so do not feel guilty. Mother Energy, please forgive me if I have made any mistakes against the Spirit within me, against myself. Now we can put our right hand, the palm of our hand. I'm insisting on this area here, the palm, because it represents the last center. Left hand is still open on our knee, representing our desire, and the right palm of our hand will come and press on the fontanelle bone, on the fontanelle area on top of our head. And we are going to, with the pressure, turn our scalp, the skin of our head. So just with your hand, with your right hand, rotate clockwise. So left, front, right, back, left, front, right, back. And you rotate 7 times. And every time you rotate, you can ask, Mother Energy, please give me the connection. Give me my self-realization. Mother Energy, please give me the connection with the whole. Give me my self-realization. Mother Energy, please give me my self-realization. Mother Energy, please establish my self-realization. until 7 times. And once you've done your 7 turns, then you can put back your right hand on your knee. And now again we can witness. With your right hand, you can raise your energy from the front, in front of your body, a few centimeters. You position your right hand like a plate, and you will rise all the way up. And once you reach the top of your head, you can go all the way beyond the top of your head, and your arm can be stretched. You can do that a second time, and just try and feel very slowly. See if you feel anything in your hand, on top of your head, inside. Sometimes you feel, sometimes you don't. It shouldn't be a point of focus, but if we just do it for the experience, and watch. So that is the process for the self-realization.
Thank you, Manuel. That was really good. Hard to come out of it and to open your eyes, but we have something even more exciting ahead of us. So that was the process of self-realization. Here, it took us no more than 10-15 minutes to go through it. And yet, just to give you a little bit of a context, in reality, this used to take years. If you were lucky to find a guru who would teach you to cleanse your chakras, and then they would take you through this process of clearing one chakra at a time. Chakras are the energy centers on our subtle system, those little wheels, energy wheels that sit at various parts of our body. Each one of those is a milestone of evolution within us. And so Shri Mataji, she has allowed us to achieve the next jump so effortlessly, which is from the Agnya chakra number 6, where all our thoughts are, and that's something that we're going to talk a little bit about today, on to the 7th one. So that's our jump in evolution that just happened in quick 10 minutes. Now, can you imagine that took years and years and years? Only 1 or 2 people could get it. But here she is, the jet age, where she allows each one of us to have it so effortlessly and quickly. But the beauty with this is now she's given you this special, precious gift. And now it's up to us when we go back home how to nurture it. So it's almost like taking home a little seedling, and then you water it every day. You look after it, you nurture it. And thank you, Manu, that's all for now.
No.
And so when we go home, how would one nurture it and look after it? Because every day when you go out to work, you meet different people, and often they have different intentions, or they're angry or they're unhappy, and you sort of absorb all of that as you're being a kind colleague, you communicate with them, and your chakras often clear them out. So it's really easy. When you come home, we are going to do a little process, which is what you can do is to clear your left side and clear your right side. So it's a bit like brushing your teeth. You brush your teeth before you go to bed. Well, we're going to cleanse our internal body takes no more than 5 to 7 minutes, very easy process. And that's something you do every day to cleanse your subtle system. And then to strengthen it, all you need is meditation, no more than 5 minutes at the most. But quality is of the essence, not the quantity. So please don't sit for 35 minutes thinking about next year's holiday. What you need to do is be in the moment, thoughtless, just for a few moments. And that's what nurtures our mothering energy, the Kundalini that is within us in the triangular bone, the 3.5 coils. So very easy. This is the only physical thing that we do in Sahaja Yoga, is to raise our Kundalini and place ourselves in Bandhan, which is to raise our energy. So we don't have to go through that long process. It's again simplified. So the left hand comes in front for those of us who are joining for the first time, and the right hand rotates in a clockwise direction. So the movement is coming in and going out. Watch your left hand, nice and slow. Bring it up to the top of your head, and you tip your head up and we tie a knot. And we do that 3 times for the 3 channels on our subtle system, the blue, the yellow, and the white. So second time, again, watching your left hand. Right hand rotates in a clockwise direction, in and out. Bring it up to the top of your head, and we tie 2 good knots. And for the third time, again, watch your left hand. So the attention is on your hand as it's rising up. Tip your head up, and we tie 3 knots. That's for the 3 channels within us. And then the bandhan, which is very simply translated as bond of protection. Again, we use our right hand, starting from the left side, left hip, over the top of your head to the right and back. That's 1. So we're going to do that 7 times for the 7 chakras that are within us. So the 3rd chakra on the belly button, the 4th on your heart, the 5th on your throat, the 6th on your forehead, and the 7th on top of your head. That's how it's really good to remember it as well. So before we do this clearing, we're just going to mention a little bit about the Agnya chakra, which is number 7, which was what we were going to mention a little bit about today. So that is on the chart, the 2 balloons, the yellow and the blue balloon. Those are our ego and superego. So this is the ego at the front, and the superego is at the back. So the ego comes, as you can see from the yellow side. That is when we are planning, thinking, being. Thank you, Manuel. And using our right side. So often that's where the ego comes from. So people who tend to use that quite a bit tend to be quite futuristic. They're very good at planning. They're very good at organizing. They are very confident. When that gets overused, and then it turns into a big balloon and sits on our head, because all we are doing is thinking about the future all the time, thinking, worrying about future. Our fears are about futuristic fears. That's the ego part here. And then when that gets really out of balance, people can become quite unbalanced, in the sense we might say, oh, they're quite slightly on the aggressive side, or it's a bit tricky to be around them because they're not very sensitive. And the blue line, which starts on the left side and comes up, that goes at the back, and that's to do with our past. That's called the superego. And that is to do with our past habits, our conditionings, and again, our fears and our thoughts are often about the past. We worry about the past. We tend to overanalyze and think about the past. So those are the 2 extremes of the human personality, the future and the past. And the idea is to be in the present. And the present moment is right now. And the moment it's gone, it's in the past, and the future hasn't quite arrived yet. So we'll try and get to that moment now. That's just a little bit of information about the 6th chakra, just so that you know, but we won't talk too much. Let's get into the practical side of things. So to clear ourselves at home, when you come back from work, You've placed yourself in a bandhan, raised your Kundalini bandhan. And then if you want to clean your left side, just drop your right hand towards the earth. So the side that is being cleaned actually stays open. And we're using a photo of Shri Mataji here, and you're welcome to use that. And the candle we have is, again, an element that helps to clear our thoughts away. So that's why we have the candle here. So left hand in your lap, and the right hand is towards the earth. So in cold Canberra, of course, you're going to be inside, and it's okay to place your hand on the carpet or wherever you are. But if you happen to be in warmer areas, you could always sit outside and place it on the earth, which is even more powerful. And again, you can close your eyes if you wish, or you can keep your eyes open and watch the flame or Shri Mataji's bindi, which is the red dot on her forehead. So just bringing our attention inside. And placing it on top of her head. We are going to address our mothering energy, the Kundalini, or you can address this to Shri Mataji because it is she who has given us this gift to us. So just ask the mothering energy, the Kundalini, to please take away all the obstructions from our left side into the earth through the right hand. Mother Kundalini, please clear and clean my left channel. So let me not dwell on my past. Let me not be entangled in my conditionings and my bad habits. Mother Kundalini, please take away all the negative energy from the left side into the earth through the right hand. And how long? Some people might wonder, should I sit like this? It's entirely up to you. If you watch your left hand, you may start to feel a bit of heat. And that means that, okay, you just need to spend a tiny bit moment more. But if you start to feel cool on the palm of your hand, that means the job's done. So the left side's cleared out, and then we'll move on to the next one. So now we're going to bring our right hand onto our lap. And to clear our right side, we're just going to raise our left elbow up and point our hand towards the back of the room, wherever we are. And here again, a very simple request to your mothering energy or to Shri Mataji to please take away all the excessive heat from my right side. And please let it be released into the air through the left hand. Mother Kundalini, please take away all my futuristic thinking, all my excessive planning, all my fears and worries about the future. I surrender them to you, Mother Kundalini. Please bring me in balance, and please calm down my attention. Please cool down my attention, Mother Kundalini. Some of us may feel a little bit of heat radiating out of your body. That's okay, that's very normal. If you've been busy rushing and you've had a very busy rush day at work, if you're agitated or anxious, time to release all of that angst into the air. Just be watchful how you feel on your right hand, on the palm, and also on top of your head. You can bring our left hand back onto our lap. Mother Kundalini, please give me balance of vibrations in both my hands. Mother Kundalini, please allow me to be in thoughtless state. Please let me feel the thoughtlessness within me. And as Emmanuel showed us earlier, we're going to bring our right hand in front of us and just raise it along the central path, nice and slow. Bring it up to the top of your head and just place it on your Sahasrara. So we're just physically raising the Kundalini. Let's do it 2 more times. Just raise your Kundalini and release her on top of her head on the Sahasrara, which is 1,000-petaled lotus. On top of her head, the fontanelle born where the fountain of the love of our mothering energy flows out from. And again, just place your right hand on top of your head. And we're going to go into a very short meditation. And then after that, there's a really lovely talk of Shri Mataji that Emmanuel has for us. But now for meditation, press your hand on top of your head and just bring your right hand onto your lap, palms open. But our attention stays on top of the head. So watch that space on top of your head. And just be aware that the thoughts may come. So let the thoughts come, don't fight them. Let the thoughts come and let them go. Let it flow away as if it was water. So the thought comes and the thought just passes you by. And your attention stays on top of your head. So just easy, effortless, watching that space on top of your head. See how you feel on your hands, on your palms. Attention on top of your head. Let the thoughts come and let the thoughts go. I'm just going to request everyone to slowly open your eyes. Just open your eyes and watch. And you can see things around you, you can hear things around you. But just pause for a moment and see that you're not thinking. And that is being in thoughtless awareness. You're aware of your surroundings, but you're not thinking. And that is meditation. And sometimes it only need be about 3 minutes at the most, but if you're not thinking, then that's really good. So let's try and maintain that state with our attention on top of our head. And Emmanuel is going to put a talk of Shri Mataji for us. If you can, try and hear the talk through here. See if that little experiment, if you can, try and listen to the words from the top of your head. And I'm going to move out of the way so that everyone here can watch the TV.
So here what happened?
You can use the speaker. Let me check if.
happens that when the Kundalini
Yeah. Can you close your text speaker?
So here what happens that when the Kundalini rises, when she goes to the Agya Chakra, which represents, as you say, the third eye, whatever you may call it, it is between the optic chiasma and it looks after the pituitary and the pineal body. And as a result, we have developed two institutions called ego and superego. The ego is the one which tells us, I have done it, I am doing this. Both these institutions are sucked in by the enlightenment of this center. And that's how the thing opens out. And all your karmas are sucked in. So there's no problem of karmas. Only human beings think that they are doing karmas. Animals don't. They have no sense of sin or anything. They are completely under the bondage of God. So in Sanskrit they are called as Pashu, means under the bondage. But we are the ones who have got freedom. That's why we think that we have done this and we have done that. We should not do this, we should not do that. But when the Kundalini rises and she awakens the center, then both these things are sucked in. And when they are sucked in, then you do not do any karmas anymore. You just are in a karma. You do everything. I mean, I travel, such a lot, and I have a family, and everything is there. But it's just happening. I'm just seeing it. I'm not doing anything as such. So when you are also awakened, there's no obligation. It's just happening. It is so. Is here where we should understand this center is bestowed upon by the great life of Christ. Christ is there. And they said that he died for our sins, died for our karmas, is a fact. Because when he is awakened, these two institutions are pulled inside. And you get your Kundalini out there. It opens out. And this bone, which has been calcified, opens out. And the Kundalini pierces through. And this is what it is that he died for our sins. But still the theory is extended that we must suffer. Why should we suffer? He has suffered for us already, and is already written by Thomas, who was traveling to India via Egypt, where he wrote the treatise, and he said that why should we suffer? Christ has already suffered for us, and he's talked everything about Sahaja Yoga. He said it is an experience of self-realization and everything. And that book now is out in England. After 48 years, they could decode the whole thing, which was found about 48 years back in Egypt, and is out now, and is beautiful. Gnostics is the name of the book, but is not so much appreciated by some of the people because it challenges the theories of sufferings and confessions and all this nonsense. me or you. You cannot awaken yourself. You see, you have to have one enlightened candle to enlighten another candle. This candle, which is not enlightened, cannot enlighten itself. But there's no obligation. But you can correct. Once it is awakened, you can correct it, you can develop it. First, only few hair-like strands of this energy come up and open the fontanelle bone area. And then this flow of Ru starts flowing on you, and it relaxes more of the centers, so more of these strands start coming up. So you can develop it at your will by understanding it, but you cannot enlighten yourself by yourself.
Maintaining total awareness. Why is this difficult?
Because it's not Sahaja meditation. All other meditations are artificial. You are in meditation when you are in such. Unless and until Kundalini is awakened and you are one with the divine power, still thinking all the time. How can you stop thinking? There is one thought that rises and another thought that falls off. Again another thought comes up and it falls off. It goes on like this, and we are dancing on the cusp of these thoughts. In between the thought there's a little space called as Vilamba, is the present. Either we are in the past or in the future. But that is only possible when the Kundalini comes up. Then these thoughts become more lean and there's a bigger space left, and you remain in thoughtless awareness. And that is how it works out. That's in the meditative mood you are all the time. You don't have to meditate because you are in thoughtless awareness. As soon as you see something extremely beautiful, extremely joy-giving, or a personality who is a realized soul, or anything that's so righteous and good, immediately become thoughtless. Immediately. It happens. You don't have to do it. You don't have to be in meditation, you just become. I've seen these days there are many children who are born, who are realized souls. And just I've seen them sitting before me, just sitting, not moving, nothing, just in meditation. Your pupils dilate and you start feeling the cool breeze in your hand. Even if you meet someone, it happens, if he's a realized soul. It's very interesting. There was a poet in India who was himself a tailor, and he went to see somebody who was a potter. Both were realized souls. And the potter was busy with his clay, you see, trampling it with his feet. When he saw this tailor, saw this potter, he looked at him, went into thoughtless awareness. And he said that, the poetry is so beautiful, he says, I came to see the nirguna, meaning the formless, that is the vibrations, I came to see that. But that is in person here. Such appreciation is not possible unless and until you are a realized soul. We always see the defects of a person. But such a deep appreciation of another personality is only possible when you are a realized soul. And then you are amazed how you are surrounded by such beautiful people.
Thank you, Manuel. That was really lovely. If we have time, shall we just go through a very short meditation to finish up the program? So we've all got our Kundalini Bandhans on. We've just heard Shri Mataji give beautiful explanation about being in thoughtlessness. So let's just try and do that for a moment to finish up the program. So hands in our lap. Just close our eyes, bring our attention inside. If you wish to keep your eyes open, please watch the flame. Just place our right hand on our left heart. Just say a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I am the Spirit. Place our right hand on our forehead. With Easter approaching and our egos out of control, it's an interesting mix. This is the time for us to forgive everyone and to realize the enormous gift that the deity on this chakra, Lord Jesus Christ, gave for us, his message of resurrection. Just say a few times, Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I forgive everyone. Mother Kundalini, by your grace, I forgive everyone. A hand on top of our head, nice good pressure. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my self-realization. Mother Kundalini, please strengthen my self-realization. Shri Mataji, let me please feel the presence of the vibrations in my hands and on top of my head. Bring your hand down onto your lap, attention on top of your head. Let's just hold it for a moment. Just see how you feel on your hands and on top of your head. There are no thoughts. Your breathing slows down a bit. Body feels a bit light. And if you happen to feel cool on top of your head, that is where the Kundalini comes through and she connects to strengthen herself. We're just going to slowly open our eyes and finish up by raising our Kundalini. So left hand comes in front, right hand rotates in a clockwise direction, hand comes in and out to the top of our head. Tie a knot. 2 knots for the second one, and we will do 3 knots on top of our head for the third time. And the bandhan, starting with using our right hand, starting from the left hip, So bring your hand to the left hip over the top of your head, and it is important to bring it over the top of your head so we cover all the chakras. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that comes to the end of our program. Thank you all for joining in person, which is fantastic to see you. I know it is quite tempting to stay at home and just turn on the screen, but it is really nice to have you here. So hang on for a moment. If you have any questions, we can talk about them.
Look in the chat box. There is something first.
Yes, of course. We have someone requesting to get the link for the talk.
Okay. That will be done by the most efficient Lynn Vasudeva, who will be back in that chair next week. We'll pass that on to her and she'll have that done quite quickly. So thank you for that. Is there anything else? Or just,
I think that was...
okay, sure. No, we will have that done. And Lynn, who's been away, she will be back next week. So don't worry, she hasn't left us at all. She's coming back. Thank you all for joining us on Zoom and for all those participants who joined us on YouTube. Goodbye from Emmanuel and Gulshan, and we shall see you next Monday. Pardon?
You guys taking any questions?
We'll take questions live.
So we have someone saying thank you very much from the UK.
Oh, great. Lovely to have you join us from UK. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye from us.
Okay.
Thank you.